Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for the crypto market recap. Let's hop into these charts, see what the story is and what it may be. And remember, if you're interested in any of the services I provide, please check the links in the description below for both the Patreon and Discord. Okay, so it's been a while since we've done this last recap, about 2 weeks, I would say. Simply because we've been in this range, and my last recap pretty much went over everything that we've been waiting for, and I wasn't going to do another update to say the same thing over and over again. But now we are having some progress, okay? And it's playing out how we have mapped it out, the most probable path, which is a breakout to the upside. All right, so we're going to go over the positions we're still in. We're going to go over Bitcoin, Avalanche, Ethereum, Polkadot, Link, and Cardano. We'll also go over FTX coin, which we just closed out yesterday, and I'll go over Solana as well, as we closed that in profit not too long ago as well. I believe so. Let me just double check. Yeah, so we'll go over that as well. All right, so starting with Bitcoin, as you can see, we've been in this range pretty much from this pivot high here. So let me turn this on right here. Boom. Okay. So this pivot high here at 22.6 essentially, and then we challenged these bottom pivot lows twice at 18.6, and then we came down towards 18.9, 18.8. And since then, we've had a nice bounce up, holding this general support zone at 19,930. And now we're likely going to hit our first target zone, which is around 24 to 25,000. All right. Once we get there, we may see a reversal coming back down, and we'll possibly see if we can test out this small support zone at 22,005 to 21,005. If that does hold, then look for a push higher, going towards our original, overall target of about 28,000 to 30,000. Okay. It is possible that we do have enough gumption to get past this short-term resistance here to get towards this more impressive, this larger resistance zone at 28,000 to 30,000. So, we do have to wait and see how Bitcoin's going to interact here. But in my opinion, we might see a slowdown here and then a bullish consolidation to then push up higher. Okay, that's the path I see. That's the most probable path as of now. Okay, but it is possible that once we get to this resistance zone here, that we do have a reversal, and if it isn't going to be a bullish reversal, then look for another test down going towards 20,000 to 21,000. Okay, so we could go into a longer consolidation in that scenario. But as of now, we're looking good. Our positions are looking good, and we'll continually keep looking at this and see how things progress so far. And as of right now, the only position we're red in is Bitcoin. All other positions are either flat or nicely in the green. We can't ask for better. All right, so let's go on to Avalanche. Avalanche is looking great. I'm getting close to closing this out, so if you're a member and you're in this trade with me, we are nice in profit. But I'm going to give it a little bit more time, just a little bit more time, just to see if we can squeeze out a little bit more. But I'm getting very close to closing this out. So by the time this video renders and it goes out to the group, I may have already looked to close this out. But as of right now, I'm just going to hold off because I do like the structure. I do see it coming towards the original levels we've been looking at. The first major resistance zone, in my opinion, is going to be $30, and then if it get past $30, then look for it to attack this top pivot right here. Okay, so once it attacks that level here, which is about 35 to almost $38, it's likely going to get past that to test this level, which is going to be far more powerful resistance, which is about $40. All right, so this level is where I see it hitting and then having a continuation to the downside. All right, for the macro structure, which is bearish, a bearish trend, or if it does break past this level, from a bullish consolidation, or just finds that big move up higher, $50 will be a massive level of resistance. It's very unlikely to get past $50. Okay, it's not impossible, but it's extremely unlikely. Very unlikely. Once it gets towards $50, if you can grab shorts around that zone, you're probably looking really good. Unless something macro changes for Bitcoin, I'd say $50 would be a very nice place to start a short position, should it even get there. But as of right now, the first level I'm looking at is $30. That's really where I would like to close out the long. But if I feel that the price action is showing weakness as we're approaching, the level we're at, or if we get towards $26 and change again, I may close it out just banking in what we got. All right, because it's a pretty good trade so far. I think we're about 14-15% up, maybe almost 20% up. So I don't really I don't really want to get too greedy, as the trend is to the downside, so I do want to be careful. But just because we closed out FTT yesterday and we had a great trend in Solana, we have good capital just on the side, principal and some net profit. So we have a little bit more wiggling room, but as of right now, it looks good to go a little bit higher. I'll just give it some more time. Let's take a look at Ethereum, which Ethereum finally back to break even. Very, very comfortable trade though, nonetheless, even with the drawdown. This zone here, it was very likely going to hold here. I knew this was going to be a very powerful zone, and so far looks to have done so. Had a beautiful breakout from this general range here. And now we're seeing if it's going to start a bullish consolidation or have a rest period day, and then the next daily candle we might push even higher. I see us getting towards 1700 plus, really towards 18 to 1900. I think that seems pretty likely. Unless Bitcoin has a pretty big tumble, I think we're going to see some bullish consolidation here to try and break past 1700 to get towards this zone here. Okay, so and this is the general zone where I am looking to close out Ethereum. I have been debating if I'm going to do partial closeouts, take percentages of profit off, or if I'm just going to do a full closeout. I'm leaning towards just fully closing out, since I do want to make sure we do have wiggle room. Should things get overextended, we can open up shorts comfortably and be able to add on to them without much risk to the overall count. So I'll keep my eye on this, but so far looking fabulous. This has been a very, very good day for crypto. All right, and if it does get toward 1800 and it starts breaking past, well, you see the next major level is going to be about 2300. Okay, getting past 2300 will be a very big achievement for Ethereum. It's very unlikely right now for that to be happening. I think Bitcoin will have to be breaking past 30,000, in my opinion. All right, so let's take a look at Polkadot's. Polkadot's looking good. As I've said in the past, I love its structure. I think this is a very bullish short-term bottoming structure for Polkadot. Very pretty. I do see us getting well past $9. I do think Polkadot has the move to get towards $10. Whether I'm going to be in there when that happens is unlikely. I am targeting $9.50. So that's my current target. I may take a little bit under that. I may take a little over that. It just depends on how Bitcoin's looking at the time. But $9.50 right now is my target. So if you're in this trade with me, you could put a limit sell order there for $9.50. And that would be a massive move for us. I mean, we're already in the green for Polkadot. I believe so, or just about. And that would be a fabulous move. And it's a beautiful structure. Held the bottom pivot wick here, pretty much the entire time. I don't think it closed under at all. Let's see. It might have had one. Maybe this might have closed just under it. Yeah, just under it. But just really a minor close under it, and it got bought right back above it not too long after. Beautiful, beautiful structure. I love this. All right, let's take a. And by the way, if $10 just does get broken, it's going to zoom towards $14, really, really, really fast. So we'll definitely keep our eye on that. If it does get towards $14 really hard, that's where I'll be looking to try and get short positions in for sure. Now let's go to Link. So Link, one of the most bullish charts we've had. I think Link and Cardano have some of the strongest bullish structures. Challenged its bottom wick one time over here, and then since has just pretty much traded above, and now it's challenging this minor top pivot over here, which is about $7.50. So if it gets past that, look for it to hit this blue line, as I've been saying for months, right? So we drew this structure, this descending channel structure, back in, I want to say March, right? It was months ago, and I had said that the bottom level here, this bottom structure, bottom line of the structure here, will be the next major target for Link to test. It almost got there with this top pivot at 9.65, and now it's likely going to challenge again as it's descending, right? So let's strengthen this, let's lengthen this out here. So going from 1348, keeping it at 1240, that bottom pivot, just lengthen that out. All right, so look, it's likely going to get towards $8.60 and maybe even challenge this descending trend line here, which is going to be around, depending on how quickly it gets there, from $10 to $9 and change. So depending on how quickly Link rises, this is the general zone right here that we're going to be keeping our eye on for it to find some major resistance, because you can see this confluence here. When you see these lines starting to intersect, you want to keep your eye for when price gets there. It's likely going to have a pretty strong reaction. And in my opinion, it may have a reaction of where it does break down again, but if that breaking down looks like bullish consolidation, it's going to be the attempt to break out higher and then gang towards $13 and change, right? So we do want to keep our eye on this, and we also want to keep our eye on this pivot here. So 9.652, if that gets broken through, that's when you can really see that move going towards 13 and change. So I love Link's structure. This is overall like a short-term bullish structure, okay, to break up higher, but the macro trend is still to the downside, obviously. But if this descending trend line is taken out, let's actually thicken this trend line out just to indicate it's much stronger, much more important than what it looks like. So this right here, if this gets taken out, I mean, that's very bullish, okay? That's very bullish. That's, possibly a change in the larger trend for Link. So we want to keep our eye on that. That's why, in my opinion, it's more likely to get towards this line and break down again, going down towards $5. And from there, we'll have to see how Bitcoin interacts. But I will say this, if Bitcoin is breaking past 30K, this descending trend line might be taken out, which is really bullish, really, really bullish for Link, and it does indicate possibly a change in the major trend. But the big piece of evidence for that would be if 13 and change is taken out here, 1340, and then held above for a couple weeks. That's when it's very likely Link is going into a major trend reversal and probably going to go past $20, getting towards this trend line here, this rising trend line here again. Okay, again, we're looking far out into the future of what may be. We don't know what is yet. We're just looking at the probabilities, and right now the probable path is Link gets towards these descending trend lines and then fails under them, and then we'll see if that becomes a bullish consolidation or just a continuation lower. Okay, but as of right now, our long is looking fabulous. Let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano, again, just like Link, really strong structure. I love it. Technically a little stronger, to be honest. I think this is a stronger structure. Bounced off this really steep descending trend line here, create a bottom pivot here that wasn't challenged at all, and then create even a small short-term, a smaller support zone, and it's held beautifully, and now it's breaking past these short-term pivots here, and we'll see if it can challenge these higher pivots at 68 cents, 70 cents. Which looks good. I actually see Cardano getting towards 73, 74 cents. That's my next major zone for it. It might have some trouble here and then break out like that. Okay. Once it gets to this level here, this little zone here, I do see it having some trouble getting past. I don't see this getting past 75 cents unless, of course, Bitcoin is breaking past that 30K zone. That will change a lot of things if Bitcoin's breaking past 30K. But other than that, I don't see Cardano breaking past this zone. Okay, but it is beautiful. I'm right now I'm looking to target around this level here, about 60 cents. I'll be very happy to close out there. Maybe even a little lower, about 57, 58 cents. But 60 cents is my sweet zone where I would like to close out the long. We're decently in the money with Cardano, so I'm pretty comfortable with it. And if Avalanche does break higher throughout the day, then I'll look to close that out as well. Will give us even more breathing room on our other positions. Okay, so let's take a look at FTT, the coin for FTX, which was a pretty good trade, pretty quick trade too. Let's see, we were in this for a couple of days, so we got in around the 12th of July, and then we just closed it out today. Closed it out yesterday, I should say. Since we've closed it out, it has come down a little bit, but I do see it getting a little bit higher, right? I do see it getting towards that $30 zone, $31 zone. But this was a pretty easy setup. Beautiful, holding this trend line higher, had a decent amount of support in these zones here, and then just had a beautiful rip to the upside, and we banked in 20% before leverage. So I can't complain. Beautiful trade, very easy, and just helped take off any pressure we were having in our portfolio, because we've been in a lot of these trades for a long period of time. And a lot of them we've been flat, green, and then a couple of them like Ethereum and Bitcoin and Avalanche, we were in the red for the majority of time, and now we're either flat or green in everything except for Bitcoin. We're in the red. So it's gone pretty well, and then having these nice quick trades in the middle where we're banking in 20%, 15%, in some cases 30 or 40%, really takes away a lot of the pressure from the other positions, as well as, lessens the risk, because now on top of getting our principal back, we're getting more profit back. So we're only risking profits we've made. It's a beautiful, beautiful cycle, and that's really one of the keys to our success. And not to mention, we haven't really lost a trade. So other than the Luna trade, which again is an aberration, but hey, I'm not going to change how we're doing things. We're going to see how long we can keep this winning streak going. All right. Let's take a look at Solana next. That's another one we closed out. This we closed out some time ago. But other than that, I mean, it's gone up since we've closed out. Again, another 20% gain. But again, I'm very comfortable with how it played out, considering how much exposure we've had to crypto. Taking in 20% as things were, really not moving, or we were just deep in the red in a lot of things. It was worth taking that extra exposure off. And Link looks good. I mean, I've said over and over that Link is likely going to have a really nice move, and like a really big move percentage-wise. And so far, it's playing out. So if you're still in the Link trade, I mean, you're looking great. And I do see it getting towards possibly 75, but again, I'm not willing to hold things that long, especially as our exposure grows in crypto. As we open more positions, I'm going to be a lot more strict on, closing out things when profit is good, right? Especially when it's against the overall trend. So just to make sure everyone's aware of how I'm trading, because I know we have some new members, and some people who are just starting to, look to possibly follow my trades. I'll give you targets and stop losses, but they're very malleable, okay? Because when I go into position, I'm not going in with the full position I have in mind, right? You'll see I'll call out going into ADA with 1%, and then it falls a little bit more, or rises a little bit more, and then we'll enter again, risking another 1% of the account, and then we go in again, risking 2% or 3% next, and then again and again. See, I have a general idea of how large the position will be in the scenario where I give all my add-ons out, right? So if I know I'm going to buy Cardano at 50 cents, and then it drops to 40 cents, I'll do another add-on. And instead of 1%, now I added on another 1%. Now I'm risking 2% of the overall count. And let's say it drops another 5%. Then I'm going to buy again, I know. And instead of doing another 1% add-on, I'll do 2 or 3%. So now I have a 4 or 5% risk to total account. And in my head, I already have it mapped out that I have a max risk for the account for Cardano of 8 to 9%, right? I won't go past that. Just depending on how the structure looks, what I'm looking at, the targets. And in that, my target and stop loss will change. So it's very malleable. So keep that in mind if you're following my trades, that I have it under the assumption that I'm going to add on to the positions, because I rarely ever get the top or bottoms. So just keep that in mind. And that's why I always tell you, control your risk, okay? Control your risk. Be wise with your risk, and do not over leverage if you're going to follow my trades. Treat my trades as a high percentage win rate, but very low percentage in drawdown, and that you're gonna experience drawdown. Okay, that's just how I trade, because in the drawdown I see opportunity to add on to the position. You're not gonna catch the bottoms or tops with me. It's very unlikely, but you will catch winning trades. That's very likely, as long as you control your risk and do the add-ons as I do without over leveraging. Because you'll see there's some positions. I think Ethereum, we were down, I want to say 15 or 20%. In most leverage cases, that's probably going to nuke your position, unless you're doing really low leverage or no leverage, which I recommend. You don't really need leverage if you're trading with me, because we're averaging in our trades anywhere from 15 to 30% a trade. Though some trades can take a while, right? Some trades can take a while, so keep that in mind. All right. I think that's all I want to go over today. I just want to focus on the positions we're in. The recaps will become more consistent as now, the vacations are over, and we should start seeing some sort of trend beginning, or, just some action in the markets. I hate repeating myself in regards to our positions, so it's very taxing for me to do recap videos if nothing's going on. If nothing's changing the story. Because if something was going against us, in this range, right? I've been long the entire time, but I started seeing some bearish stuff. I would definitely do a recap to let you know, but nothing had changed the story, right? So I didn't want to really keep doing the same video over and over and over. I only want to really kind of update when there's something to update on. And so far, so far it's been good. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know in the Discord. That's probably the easiest way to contact me. And again, if you're interested in any of the services I do provide, from the tutorings or just the the call outs, which are $15 a month, make sure to check the Patreon. Okay. And yeah, that's it. All right. So everyone, remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.